February 9th, committee of the whole. Roll call.
Commissioner Hughes,
Here.
Commissioner Livermore, Commissioner Nettleton,
Here.
Commissioner Rondo,
Here.
Commissioner Seaver.
Here. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public comment? Second public hearing. Agenda, anybody got anything to add? Nope. Census? Yes.
Yep.
Lori's not here.
No, I told you you didn't have to.
I get overridden. Not the first.
So Brad's gonna give us updates on the grant?
Sure, if you want.
Well, that's the whole thing was what do we know? She was supposed to have a meeting with Michelle.
That's CDBG. That's not on the. Which one are you wanting, which one are you wanting an update on? CDBG or? The boat? USDA.
CDBG with
Uh-huh.
Michelle.
Okay,
That's the one that she was supposed to have a meeting on Friday with her, with Michelle, and she was gonna get back to us on what that.
it was canceled and they had a call yesterday. And Michelle forwarded a resolution to you. Do you want it on the agenda or how did that go? Yeah, so once you get the resolution, come to the board on Monday. And there's things that we have, information Michelle needs, which I'll get her tomorrow. So. That's it on the CDBG.
So that's don't even need anything from there. 7, South Island Rescue Airboat.
That would be from the sheriff's department, rescue services. We've had our hovercraft for a number of years now, and you know, I've said that with the hovercraft, it's done its job. We've saved some lives with it. People have gone through. Lake Superior, that's primarily the body of water that we do our rescue services on. And we had one here a couple weeks back. Somebody called it in from the Washington Street Sandpoint area. They're looking across the bay. It was dark out. And over in the area of the East Channel Lighthouse, she called it in as a couple snowmobilers were over there and they went through the ice, or she lost sight of the headlights. She called it in. We launched our hovercraft. We sent it out. It was very cold this day. I always get pages too. I came in for this too. I was concerned because of the ice conditions and whatnot. I got there, the hovercraft was already on the water. We monitored them and while they're out there on their search. And they had broken through the water, through the ice on the thin layer, went into open water, went get back on the ice. They busted some bags. I think they actually busted some bags when they first got on the ice too. That's the problem with the hovercraft. Perfect conditions, smooth ice. And I know Bob was part of rescue or part of the sheriff's department a while back, so he knows a little bit about the hovercraft and what can tear the bags. So anyway, they didn't find what they were looking for out there, and because of those front bags had been blown out, it was causing water to come up over the top of them, mist, from the water, from the ice. Which, because it was so cold, the whole thing got about a quarter to a half inch of ice on the hovercraft, causing weight, causing the motor functions not to work properly. It was hard steering. They did make it back. However, there was a lot of concern. How are we going to get our rescue people off the ice in the event that this thing can get them off. And, our closest, rescue would be Delta County with their airboat, which is probably a minimum of 2.5 hours out after you make a phone call, or the helicopter coming out of Traverse City. They did make it off the ice. The three guys in there were all three veterans that have been with the sheriff's department for some time on our rescue team. They're all operators, and they were pretty concerned and worried. I could tell just before I even talked to them when they got off the ice. They didn't think they're going to make it off the ice. And 3 years ago or so, there were these airboats up here. They were assisting the climbers, ice climbers in the wintertime. I actually went out with them. I didn't operate it, but I was able to go, and they showed me the conditions that this thing would go through. So I made a phone call to the company in Wisconsin down in Green Bay, and they welcomed myself and another team member to come down, talk to them about the airboats, go out on the airboats, operate the airboats. So we did that, and we launched it out on the lake. They took us around. We were both able to operate it, and there's just so much. It's so much easier to maneuver, so much more in control. With the hovercraft, the way that hovercraft works, to get its lift, you got to be almost up on full throttle just to get that lift. With this airboat, you don't. It's like a regular boat. You can go 5-10 miles an hour and maneuver up to your point of rescue and get it real alongside of them and set it down. It's a lot safer boat, a lot easier to maneuver. We're going to have a lot more people that are going to be able to operate this thing because it is like a boat. And I just think, as far as rescue services is getting more popular out in the bay, we're going to have more people. We're going to have this, springtime's going to come up. People tend to go out on thin ice. And I just think this is an excellent piece of equipment for Alger County if we're able to purchase a hovercraft, and it's all about safety. That's where I'm coming from for my people. First and foremost, they go out, I want them to come back. But then I think it's a lot a safer piece of equipment to go out and do a rescue as well. So I'm sold on the airboat versus the hovercraft. I think there's probably going to be enough interest out there that we could sell our hovercraft. I'm not really sure what we could get. We did kind of look on different websites to see what the market value of used hovercrafts are going for. I'm hopeful on a price, but that certainly doesn't guarantee the amount that I think we could get for it. And if there's a way that we could somehow come up and purchase this airboat, I just think it's going to be something that we're going to have for a long time, and a good safety feature for our rescue team and the people that come to visit. I'll certainly answer any questions if I can.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
The Coast Guard rescues a lot of people off the ice too, right?
You do.
So what do they use? Is
So-
it the same thing, or?
Exact same thing. If they don't use their chopper. Matter of fact, this company that we just went down to, Mick, they have an order of 5 new ones that the Coast Guard just put in an order for. So there's Coast Guards from all over their I don't know what you call them, their Coast Guard stations that are ordering these things now. I don't know that Marquette County is gonna have one. They certainly would think that they would, being that their station's up there. Sault Ste. Marie already does have one, and I know that they just put in an order for 5 more.
I saw the pictures on their website of one of the Coast Guard ones.
Sure. I did speak to Delta County. I know the sheriff over there very well. And I talked to their commander in their rescue, just talked about their airboat. He didn't have any negatives at all to say about it. Back in the day, they did have a hovercraft as well. They felt that this is night and day difference between the hovercraft and the airboat. They have a lot more operators. I asked them, told them what we're trying to get, over here in Alger County. And I asked them how they purchase theirs. They utilize COVID money. That's how they purchase theirs. Delta County. No, what is that?
COVID-19 relief funds.
American Recovery Act.
I asked what they paid. They paid $329 for theirs. They gave me a list of features that they have on theirs. We have real similar. I think the features that they have, ours came in at $291. And this vessel compared to theirs, they've beefed up the hull in some areas where they thought needed to be beefed up. This one will come with that if we're fortunate enough to get an airboat. We talked about some sort of an agreement if we do that in the event that we break down or in the event that something happens to ours, they would be willing to come and assist with rescues if needed. We would do the same. As far as the only piece of equipment that they recommend that you purchase when you buy one of these is the big fan blade. They're around $4,500. I think down the road, if we are able to get this, maybe we could purchase that through rescue money that we raise to get another one. Delta County, I thought that they did have an extra one, and that was another question I had for them in the event that something happens to ours. Could we exchange parts? They said, that they would agree to that, but they don't have an extra one. Now, some of the reasons why you'd want to get an extra fan blade that the company recommended is if you're in water and you come to a halt, like on a boat, you got that big wave coming up behind me and the fan spinning, that wave hits the fan, it could damage it. They didn't think that was really going to be an issue with us. That's one thing. Another thing is a stick going through it if you're trying to get to a place where there's a lot of branches and stuff. But since then, they've reconstructed the housing that goes around the fan. It kind of limits anything that can actually go through that housing that protects the fan. And the problem that one of the things that broke their blade over there, this company, was on their demo. Their night lights that they have mounted, a part of the fixture off the night light came off and it fell through the housing and it cracked a fan. Now they've reconstructed that as well. So I don't think that's going to be an issue. But down the road, like I said, we make enough money in our rescue benefit that we would have money to purchase something like that. We have money in our account now that I think that we could use money from our account to help purchase this, in the sum of like $20,000. We are running another benefit here March 7th. I think it's going to be bigger than it was last year, and we made a lot of money last year. That's what that money's there for. It's certainly not enough to purchase, an airboat, but we could certainly help out. Our team. That's what we do. We put it on. It's for equipment for rescue services. So. Any other questions?
Did they ever tell you, they did say they'd recommend a bigger motor? Did you ever find out what that price would be?
Yeah, so the motor that's on it that we're getting, I think it's 560 or 540 horse. And the bigger one's 620. I talked to Ryan. I don't know how I didn't hear that conversation, but he did say he talked about it. It's gonna do the same thing we want with the 540 horse. Obviously with the bigger horsepower, you can put more people in it and type thing. I don't think that's really a necessity. We go out on a rescue, you never know how many victims are gonna be, but we know how many operators can go and still be able to maneuver. So, we'll probably send 3 people out. We went out with 4 when we were down there and, very maneuverable, with that horsepower.
Yeah, it seemed to have plenty more color.
Yeah.
I went through all kinds of stuff on their website for specs. The only thing I was curious about, they talk about there's like a 3/8 inch polymer coating to try and basically to keep the ice from
Yep.
tearing the hull apart. Is that, like on the sides, it looks like it's like riveted on or something? Is that something that comes in, is it a sprayed on deal or is it panels that we can replace if they get damaged?
The back part is.
How do we fix it?
They've never had to have one. Wait, in the years that they've.
Has anybody dealt with our shove ice?
Well, so Mike, if you go on that,
I'm just curious.
yeah,
That was the
no,
only-
I mean, great question. And on their website, it's got videos and the actual
Yeah, I watched
video is from Munising.
Okay.
And
It
you
looked like
can
a-
see Grand Island, you can see Sand Point, and you saw the shelf ice that they're going through. So I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and I watched all those.
Okay,
And I was just curious on the coating, if it was something that, so if they've never had to replace one, I guess.
so I talked to Delta County,
Or might take it down there in the spring and have it resprayed or something.
Right.
I'm just curious. How long that
they
would-
did get damaged. They were using theirs in the springtime and they were up, along the shore and they hit a big rock.
Yeah.
And it put, a little, a hole didn't go all the way through, but it put a crack.
That coating, yeah.
And what they did is they went to a local body guy right there and
Vinyl
fixed it.
liner?
And never had a problem with it, resprayed it.
Fiberglass.
It's all fiberglass.
Yep, I
What
saw
you've
that.
seen on the side of the blowhole, that's actually UHMW that
Yeah.
they glue and bolt to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I
I was
asked
just curious because I could see that the side ones look like they could be
Yeah,
replaced.
I asked him, to replace it. He says,
Right.
ooh, it ain't easy because it's glued too.
Right,
But he says, we've never had to replace one.
okay, well, that's good to know, and I was just curious.
Mhm.
But up front, the belly is the UHMW, but the side is a thicker rubber.
Okay.
Way up front.
Mhm.
So does this come with, I see the, I don't know if this is an actual picture, but the radar and stuff, does it come with all that kind of equipment or?
So
do they have
you,
to add that?
yeah, so you're basically picking what you need as far as equipment. It doesn't, there's nothing really on there that's standard.
Did we get radar on ours? I don't,
We didn't get radar,
no.
No.
That's one thing we didn't get.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things comes package deal, it's automatic, and then they give you a choice of water.
Yeah.
What accessories are on there?
I think the FLIR,
The FLIR, the light package.
yeah, there were some different light packages, but I think they came with a standard
And
light
the one they had
package.
there too with the FLIR, you can see so much of that FLIR that you don't need radar.
Yeah,
It's almost like looking in daylight.
at night, it's like looking at daylight, it's pretty
I
impressive.
think we did up the package to a 12-inch screen because he had the little 7-inch. But
Yeah, the lighting on this, 360 degrees, it's like daylight and it shoots out, gosh, forever, it seems like the lighting is fantastic on these things.
big different hovercraft loads from 360-degree air from underneath. So it's always dusty, you can't see.
Straight out the back.
Yeah.
With this, it just goes back.
Hovercraft, there's no brakes on it. This airboat, they did, manufacture and put a brake system on it. It's basically a plate in the back end of it that's got spikes on it. It's hydraulic. It's a push button. So they don't recommend it, if you're going
Oh, like a dog sled. Still,
kind of, kind of the same concept.
Down and.
Yeah, but it's gonna stop you if you need to stop, but it can gradually stop you too, just by tapping the button. and
They don't
pressure.
recommend you if you're going sideways to hit it straight and yellow.
Oh, yeah, probably not. No, you break.
What I can see after I asked him.
So I went down and talked to AJ, and I think he was driving that night.
Yep,
And, he said not only the airbags broke, but some of the mounting attachments broke from the hull, the front hull. And they had to make do with some rivets that they related some points.
yeah,
to get the legs back on.
with this hovercraft, they went out of business. As far as the place that we used to get, bags and supplies from. Eric Brock did find a guy out of Chicago that he used to deal with, he can still get certain parts, but we couldn't get those bands that AJ's talking about. So, I don't know what they ended up using.
They riveted something on there.
Yeah.
And all this too is, it's just a little brass. It's got a bolt hole, and a little U in it, and they're screwed into that fiberglass, that's where the band's at. Well, it doesn't take much for them to just get ripped out, and then that piece of fiberglass is, you gotta screw something over here or over here, and then it doesn't quite line up with the bags.
You're saying the hovercraft is outdated, pretty much. Can't get parts for them?
Well, not only that, it's, you know, it's just like anything, it was the best
Maintenance
thing out there
nightmare.
Yeah.
when we had it, but.
Yeah, hey, it's better than one we got, cause it was an improvement upon the one that was donated that somebody freaking won. The
Yeah.
little one we
The
had
little red one.
way
yeah.
back in the day.
You know, another safety thing with this this airboat, like versus the hovercraft, if you have somebody that goes down in water, and he's floating in an area and you have to get out to him to pull him up, you can't stand 2 or 3 people on the side of that hovercraft, cause it's gonna bend and it's gonna take in water. Now with this airboat, the way that hull is designed, you can get up to that person, you can have 3, 4 guys over on and pulling him up, and that thing does not waver at
Go
all.
for the crane option.
No,
Well, right,
I was just curious.
yeah,
I saw him on a couple of them, so I was just curious. Or if that's something we could add
the
later,
Coast Guard didn't want them either.
I can see you. I can see overloading them and
Huh?
You know what?
The crane option?
they make a,
It's just, you know, in that kind of situation, you're not,
gonna overload it.
you're just grabbing them, getting them in. You're not,
Worried about the boat.
yeah,
I'm just curious.
yeah.
I've seen it on some of
Well,
them.
save us $5,000 by not having it, and they said all the ones that the Coast Guard ordered,
Crane
they
by Armstrong.
didn't want them either.
Crane by Armstrong.
and Delta County, did get the crane, and they'd used theirs once.
And did they need it?
I don't know, they just said they
Shoot it
used
'cause
it
they had
once,
Probably, you could probably pull a snowmobile up with it.
yeah. I don't, yeah.
Yeah. I was just, like I said,
Yeah.
just,
Mhm.
cause I did, I watched a lot of their
Sure.
stuff over the weekend, just trying to.
No.
So what we're looking for is funding for it, right?
That's always the question.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely needed. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yes,
think.
the hovercraft is
It's served,
not conducive.
It did its job.
served its purpose and
It has served its purpose, yeah.
gotten to the point where it's become unreliable. And dang hard to repair.
Yeah, if you can't get parts.
Right.
This company, if for some reason we are fortunate enough to decide that we can go ahead and get this, they're gonna come up here March 7th for our tournament with their demo to have on display and to take out on Superior, just for the people to see, you know, what's coming. Thought that was a good idea for our rescue team to be able to get familiarized with it before we actually get one, if we do get one. And the people out there fishing can see what we get too. So,
What is the timeline for delivery?
so just a verbal agreement with them that we had told them that, we gotta have a committee meeting, then it goes before the full board for a vote. We told them the dates that we wouldn't be able to give them a definite answer until after tonight's meeting. They have one there that's not spoken for. If we tell them, yes, it'll be ready by June, end of June sometime. If we don't, don't get this one, it's gonna be a while, because they have 5 that they have to get the hulls for it and start making for the Coast Guard.
How do we feel about the funding option? No, I'm looking at you two now. Looking at the number gurus.
I don't think Pam has had time to look at it, but in the packet, I broke it down.
Yep.
I think, there's a 98.5 remaining.
Yep.
I don't know if you're willing to commit everything from this year's tournament, if you pull in the same 20, bring that down to 78. That doesn't utilize all the capital.
I was gonna put 20,000, bring it to the 90.
Right.
We don't bring in
20.
20 a year.
Well, it was 16 to 18 last time, and you were optimistic it was gonna be more, right?
Let's just work with what's in the bank at the moment.
All right.
Let's not count our chickens before we.
Right, I mean, in the packet, it breaks it down with what we have for sure.
Yeah.
So you have to decide what to do about the remaining.
98.
98, we're talking 50 a year for the next 2 years.
So if you stick with the same budget that you have in the ambulance, putting 100 away per year for an ambulance, and then pay back the 100 for the airboat over 2 years, you leave yourself with a $10,000 capital improvement budget in the ambulance. So if you're basically paying back the airboat 2 years worth of capital improvements, maintenance on the ambulance building. So no siding.
No siding. So that's,
Which isn't, yeah, I mean,
was that a need or a wish list?
wish list. You know, just more for, it was the sheriff's wish list. Not here to talk about it, so I think it was just something to make it look better. I mean, there's some things that need to be done, but I don't think they're urgent enough where they can't wait.
Yeah, it was definitely, I mean, the last time it came up, I went and walked around, I mean, there are some spots where there's some damage.
Yeah.
You know,
Is there something that we should just repair that?
Probably, I would think, and that was just me quick, I didn't go inside, I just went around the outside.
We
There's
just
a
had the
couple of
whole
spots
inside
where
redone.
Yeah, it's all
There's-
metal now.
there's some damage, and then there's a couple spots where the famous T111 curl,
And that,
right? A little bit of damage by around a couple of doors and stuff, but,
Mhm.
I personally, I think the money would be better used. If we gotta paint the building, we paint the building instead of siding it, I think this would be a better
Mhm.
use of those dollars. We hope we never need it.
And
but
and I think.
Today we need it to save a life, and we don't have it.
there you go. Yeah.
And I honestly believe that if the sheriff was sitting here and it was a deciding factor, you'd go with the rescue
Yeah,
equipment.
paint
Well,
the
he
building, buy
asked-
the equipment.
He asked if you could call in. So I guess if we don't really need his call, but if he wanted to, we could.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rest of you feel, but I think we should go ahead and get this.
I agree with you. Here's one thing is they're holding that vote for tonight.
Yeah.
Do we want to do a vote on it tonight? Are you ready to vote on that? I am.
I am.
So can you specify the 98.5 though?
Yeah.
Are we pulling that from the existing county? capital
We don't
improvement?
have, yeah, well,
Where we're gonna.
you're I'm looking at your recommendation as the money people. What would be the best to do that?
We were trying to leave ourselves with a $200,000 capital improvements cushion, let's bring it down to 100. And then if we pay it back next year, 50, or assuming all things being equal, and we don't spend any more out of it. We have a couple things coming up here on the agenda for courthouse.
Yeah, the renovations and
Possible
stuff.
construction. Hopefully not more than 25-30,000. I can't guarantee that we're gonna get a RAP grant for any of that, so. All depends how comfortable you are taking the capital improvements down. You
So
paid
like
back.
building that wall, can we build our own wall? I mean, we can have Brian build a wall,
One pothole wall.
I see where's that?
But
There's,
the wall there, add a wall.
that's
add
a
wall.
door.
A wall with a door.
But this
And a
one right
wall
here.
a wall there with a door.
Yeah, the big one that we can pass through MIDC anyway.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be
Right,
yeah, that's
so
a
it's just-
security window there too as
So
well.
this one here,
Yeah. The divider wall.
I mean, we should be able to build that ourselves. Can't we?
I don't know what those rules are with.
Oh, legally we can, but
That's a good question. The majority of it's gonna.
I don't know how much that's
busting out that wall.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna save us when we're gonna have them in.
do you remember how much that was when we did it for Becky?
And over 20,
But that was with 2 doors.
moving on the wall building.
Cutting through the,
So all we're doing on this one is just a door, not adding a wall, another door, and another wall.
Well, I have, just so you know, I have some proposals for the front of the court office that would require walls and doors, just to get it up to snuff for us to occupy it.
Yeah, that's, I don't know where we find the extra.
Yeah,
And that's
Yep.
where,
that's problem.
I wish that was on this, the stuff that you needed too.
I didn't know it was gonna be due today.
Oh,
Guys have not been communicative about
We can
this.
RFP, the RFP, that I put on there is just a very open renovation support.
mhm.
Get a quote for anything you want, but how much you wanna allocate of capital improvements to cover
Right,
the airburst is.
Like,
and do we want,
Given to get-
you know, do we take a loan out on that and pay it back in 2 years?
I have a question.
Yep.
911 fund / equipment, that's what we use there. Is that an appropriate expenditure? Or what does our millage say, the 911
The sheriff looked it up
money can be used for?
because that's what we wanna know what it could be, and sheriff looked it up and, cause we. First sheriff said, oh yeah, all this stuff can go on 911. And he looked it up, said, no, it can't, it only has to be anything that can do with communication to and from.
Mhm.
That we're using, that the 911 can use for communication.
To and from dispatch,
That's where I was wondering.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, we couldn't use it for like a radar, we're thinking radar or this, and it's no, it's just,
Communications.
the 27,750, what is that being used for?
that's radios, headsets. And they aren't cheap, them sound canceling, but they were amazing, we put them on. With the noise of that thing going on, you sit there, we're talking clear as a bell.
and you could pin those into dispatch
Right.
and.
The system that we looked at, dispatch will hear what we're talking.
So that's part of the $291,000.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's all in there. That's part of the 27.7, I believe.
Yeah, 2775.
If the county wants to get money, they're gonna have to do a bond. I don't think the county can just borrow.
Can't borrow.
No, because you're gonna pay it back with millage, or county millage money. You know what? I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Oh.
That's the-
I thought you said I'm wrong.
No, we don't wanna do
No. you don't.
He's just shaking his head, no, we
Well,
don't- we really don't
I
wanna
know
do
that was
that.
bring up before, but that's not available.
No, you have to go through bonding.
Yeah, I don't want.
We're gonna pull the trigger tonight, you gotta
Fine.
find available funds.
Sure.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we have to delay it by another.
There's a capital improvement of the county
So-
general fund that you could use.
That's what I'm saying, that would have to cover. it.
But then if
Right.
that's, I didn't want to.
We don't wanna short ourselves.
No, I don't mean that. Fund balance, you could use fund balance.
We're not touching- no,
I'm
I was
just
trying to
saying
avoid.
that is,
Yeah, we're trying to leave
it's
that.
gonna go up, but this year a little bit more.
We're trying
So,
to get it to
My next
the
question,
criteria for the operating expenses. right?
Joel,
I
you can't
didn't want to touch it.
save and spend all at the same time.
Can't save and spend.
my next question then
No.
is if it's not available till June. It won't be of service to us this winter. Is there other companies that make the boat or similar boats that we might save money if we went out on bids?
There was one other one was called Bondi Boat, which. If money was not an issue, that's when I'd go with, but they're $500,000, they're all Kevlar. And yeah, great boat and everything, but
How about different dealers for the same brand boat?
this is factory
This is-
direct.
Straight
Yeah.
from the,
We went right to the factory. They don't have dealers. There was one other one that, this phone was, a door. Can't remember the name of it. It's one of the Barber. But it's a, rubber boat. So the whole thing is like like a Zodiac with a,
semi-rigid, they call them.
yeah, with a badge and. I don't know if that's the answer. In water, I don't think that will work at all.
And I was from the county, but.
But it's not a hovercraft, it's just.
If it's in there,
That's what this is, right? It's not hover.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, this is moving here.
Yeah.
Well, that's fine.
I was looking at this 2 years ago and
Nice, so.
we've been,
I said, this isn't the first time. we looked at it.
right, but the sheriff did not, at that point, was not. Recall we had this last incident, he said, I think he's seen it firsthand.
Sure. So 98. Sure, you want to come show us what pretty quick.
We're waiting on mom and dad over there to see if they can come up with
I,
what they can do for
as
our.
much as I want it, I wanna make sure if we're
Right,
not,
we have to be responsible. Yeah, I would like to see it.
you know,
be able
what
to
if
be
a
in place
boiler
before
goes down?
next season.
You know, what's a boiler? 40, 50 grand. How much do we gotta spend on this move?
I would ask 30.
No, I think that's
Based
a,
on what.
That's, I'm just wondering.
yeah, with fast projects, I was kind of number that was in my head, when I saw two, I was for him. For walls and
We
doors.
haven't seen Robbie's request yet, so.
4 walls and 4 doors. Not that big of a
Four
deal.
doors.
Yeah, in all interior doors.
Can we postpone this at all? So we find out.
What it is, they have one hall built that doesn't have a name on it. After that hall, they're switching over to Coast Guard halls. So they'll be working on Coast Guard for a year, they said.
For a year?
So this hall could be available for another 2 months, but it could be sold tomorrow. They said they'd give us till, they'd hold it without money down or anything. No.
But we gotta find out whether we've got the money to be able to pay for it, so.
Right.
Right.
We gotta find that out, or you gotta move on.
There's you know, the old hovercraft. That's a shot in the dark. You don't know if you're gonna get 20,000 or 40,000.
Yeah, so the number could be higher too.
When I look, I just want something very low. I found something that's almost the exact same thing.
Well, no, I know you did, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
how that goes sometimes.
And it could be lower than that, so I don't wanna scare, but
What are they looking for?
half down.
Half down? That was my next.
And half, the remainder.
On delivery.
Just unit. So, but we still got, you
No,
know,
we still have to know where the money's coming. No, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I was just curious what their expense for that. Half down for material labor and
and
then
that's
due on
not.
completion, due on delivery.
We too, we might get a individually sponsor that is.
You have 30, that's
Like, they're gonna be able to-
the next project, they're 30.
But that's all, if we really want, you gotta know.
If we can't play with it some more.
Yeah, right.
If it comes through, we can use it to replace some other funds, that'd be great.
You know, capital fluid, yeah.
You're in there, I think. Should you?
How much do we need for something to happen? And I'm thinking of what's the worst thing, we got this building, I think we just did the, you know, everything in the.
I would take that.
290 for that to the road versus, no, I said.
And then they just never know if something comes up.
Right.
I get it.
But I'm talking, not much of it, but
If we had,
that's our backup.
well, like Sam said, that's,
Lose a boiler.
that's in the right. That's on the right, but it's not where we want.
Fine.
No, we don't, we're shooting for high.
Anyway,
Whatever.
but it's,
Yeah, utilize it.
So that's still sitting there. In case it's catastrophic.
right.
Rather have it paid off.
Yeah.
And severe anxiety.
And that's,
You already know about.
We're talking about the number, the thing you don't want us to talk
That's
about.
part of my presentation.
Not for this, but as the backup if something catastrophic,
that?
fund balance of,
Oh,
or something catastrophic, if we were to take money from capital improvements, and then all of a sudden, all our boilers go on, so, you know,
Yes.
and we at least got a fail safe in case of actual
Oh,
emergency, basically.
Where you have that,
Here's my card.
oh, yeah. Thank you, appreciate it.
we have an idea that we probably would work. That we agreed to. The CDBG funding that we have in there, I have 109,000. At this point, we can use it for anything we want to. It's not the way we were going to use it for, but if we want to use, 70,
75.
78, like 78,000 of it. Cause the other 30,000, if we get that other CDBG grant that we're working on, I'd like money to be moved there.
To start it.
Because you have to,
Right.
yes, to start up.
Spend it to use.
So I was thinking of moving the 109 into that one, but we wouldn't have to, because we can always do it as a receivable. Because we
That's
know
just,
grant
does it
money
have
is
to be done
available.
now? Do we go, leave it in there? Use our
Cause we're gonna have to pay this.
back later?
Yeah,
It's off, right? So we're gonna have to come up with, so that remaining 98, if you take 78.5 of that money. And you guys are comfortable pulling an extra 20 out of the ambulance capital improvements and leaving it at 10. We can be done and not owe anything though.
except to ourselves.
No,
No,
it's done.
okay.
And then next year's ambulance budget and the year after that doesn't owe anything. It's paid off. And there still leaves 30s from CDBG to front, cash flow,
The next
project.
project.
the next
To
project.
boost the next.
Now, that would be. Ambulance, they think capital improvements 10,000, what,
For this year, if you keep it at 10.
how much is a garage door? Commercial doors, yeah. I mean, that's, I'm trying to think what would happen, like if somebody backed through one of our garage doors, where was it?
That's an insurance claim.
Insurance.
Yeah. That's a deductible.
Yeah.
No, I mean, that's,
Yeah,
we're paid empty for.
Well, with the CDBG projects, I was going to cap it at 25,000 per project. So that would be, if we.
so we have the
Even,
money to do a project.
but even if we took it.
Start to fund.
Put 88,000 instead of 78, give them extra money for what they need. That would be
20 in
20
there?
something, so it'd almost be paying enough to pay the first project. See what I'm saying? Is we're gonna take this money from CDBG and move it over to our next grant. We're trying for another grant for CDBG housing. And so we had to decide. I went with a 25,000 capped price, so if someone needed a new roof. That they're gonna cap anything they do, they help, it's income-based projects. So they're gonna cap any project at the 25. We could go up to 40, but I felt that we could get more projects done if we kept it lower at the 25,000.
Roofs are expensive.
I know. Does that sound reasonable? Did I make sense?
Probably said we're waiting for mom and dad.
In the complicated world of government finance, yeah, it makes sense.
So if we took the 88,000, that would still leave 20 some, so we could still upfront it
Right,
for
still
one project.
front-load project.
And that would
And then
still
we'll get
leave,
money.
20 in the ambulance.
20 in the ambulance capital.
and what do we have in the counties?
That's still at least, without, after everything that's earmarked, you're still sitting at your, at least 200 grand.
So if something did happen that is very unexpected, we still have $200,000 to get us through.
Okay.
After we tell the prosecutor, can't have all.
Send us back downtown,
I think we could hang some of those beads for doors, is that what?
I'm sure that'll be a great look.
Dividers on wheels.
So are we done with this then, or what are we doing here?
I think we've found the solution for the finance.
Okay. So. I think we should do. A roll call vote on it.
I'll make the motion that we, hold on.
Well, we still have,
We'll
after
have more discussion after, so.
discussion before the vote itself.
No, you gotta have another vote before you do that. According to my discussion with Joe, you first have to have a vote to bypass the bidding process.
Oh,
Yeah.
we never did that before.
There is nobody's been on it, is there?
No, but
Well, you're still waiving the form.
Oh,
we're waiving the formality of our own policies.
To waive the policy.
Yeah, I guess you're right there, yeah.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None? That passes to bypass policy.
Policy.
Now we go to number 7. Do we have a motion?
I would make the motion that we move forward with the purchase of the airboat from Thousand Island Airboats. With the funding to come as we've designated.
The good.
Because the word,
Yeah,
because
put it
the
out
wording
there.
too complicated for me to read.
Yeah, a lot of
With
people
the,
putting into this one for reasons stated.
with the outstanding to come
I
from,
like that.
Joel will fill in the exact.
What's in the packet plus an extra 10 from ambulance capital improvements and 88.5 from CDBG funds.
You made the
That was my
motion,
motion.
I'll support it.
Roll call?
Commissioner Hughes.
Yes.
Commissioner Middleton.
Yes,
Commissioner Rondo.
Yes,
Commissioner Seaver.
Yes.
boy, we got by it.
so it's just gonna be too
All right.
complicated for me to put that whole motion together.
Number 8 in the packet, there was authority invoice for UP 911. Any questions on that?
I have none.
No. Consensus?
Yes.
Number 9, the 911 CAD system changes. Just a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. My question is, why are we
Getting into
getting
the-
Marquette County's issue?
That's what I said, why are we even?
Because they sent it to me and I wasn't going to, and I didn't put it in the packet, I sent it to everybody. Because I didn't wanna just sit on information
Yeah.
that somebody else may wanna look at.
Okay.
I'm pretty darn comfortable with, I looked at the preliminary numbers when they sent them. Even if we went with just what's on that screen, they're not gonna save us any money. Or that's gonna, it's gonna cost us more money because some of the equipment and all that stuff isn't even in. Which I think the North Cat one breaks down even more specifically what's not. You know, it would end up costing us more and the interoperability
Exactly,
isn't there.
right.
We'd be standing alone with Marquette County.
Right.
I'd rather stand with the state, as much as I don't like saying that, how much faith I have in the state, but.
We're standing, omit Marquette County.
Central
We have-
Dispatch isn't using.
We have Chippewa, Mackinac, I mean, all the other ones in the
Now that's
consortium.
Roscommon.
Roscommon now,
Isn't Delta County one too, man?
Delta County's in there,
Yeah.
yeah, Iron County, Baraga,
Yeah,
Dickinson, everybody's going to this, I don't know. I don't know how this came up, I was at the meeting where Commissioner DeRusha, for lack of a better term, blew a cork. I mean, and they were ready to vote that day. And they've been working on it for what, 2.5 years?
Yeah.
And now you show up, so I don't know where he's getting his figures, I don't know why, but my recommendation to the board is. Stick with the North Cat group in Tyler, they've done their research, they had good people working for them. I don't know why he is throwing a wrench in the motor, I don't know.
so basically, no action is action for us.
Correct.
We just don't do anything.
We're not gonna change anything.
Yeah,
We've already.
We've already voted on
Yeah.
it. So that one's done.
Okay, thank you.
Number 10, you guys, director contract over Elsie.
That'll get you a wall.
Yeah, yeah.
That came through our executive committee. Their proposal, I was gonna save us a little bit of money, so.
Any questions on that?
I have no
Consensus?
Yes.
Number 11, 2004 judicial, like the overpayment reimbursement, Schoolcraft County. We ended up with their check.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Put it towards the
So
airboat.
we gotta pay them back.
Airboat.
Any other questions on that? No consensus?
Yes.
Number 12. Our judicial district administrator board order unscheduled closing due to severe weather. We're not changing anything, right?
Updated from 2000 something. Yeah.
The original order, but I can.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, was it? Yeah, was that a word?
We have to update that every year then, or
No, this order just says that our policy takes
precedence? Consensus?
Yes.
13, courthouse office reassignment. Who wants to speak on that?
Your time to shine.
You didn't have to talk. I
Oh.
was just-
No, I mean, it looks like what we saw at the committee level anyhow.
Yeah, so the judge has made her final decision.
She was okay with the plan, I'm assuming, since it's come back to us.
Ultimately, it's your decision where it goes, so.
She's moving fast. But we have to. Yeah, once, if we do that, then we have to look at putting out RFPs, and I think we should do that earlier than later. At least to get that first one moved, so they get that door cut, so it's almost like a hopscotch. We got,
If we need to add more RFPs, we always can.
right. And we have to,
Our time.
Right, if you RFP it as a blanket RFP just for renovation work and then say, wait, there's some speed, see Ryan for a walkthrough, go with details, and get a good quote on everything you can, itemized, broken out, so we can decide.
what we're gonna have done.
What-
Big priority, what we have money for, what are you comfortable with?
Yeah.
What do we really have to do to facilitate the move? Leave your options open, get everything RFP'd now, because when you pull the trigger, you're gonna have,
Start with the wish list and
it's gonna be a whirlwind of how
From there.
fast we think we're gonna have to.
Well, we have to get the first one done first. It's all gotta be.
And it's already done at the same time.
all the Jenga pieces have to move together,
You have to incorporate the state moving all everything.
Yeah. which like you said last time, 6 weeks just when we come
Safely.
switch it over, so.
Anybody have any questions on that?
That, are you reviewing the plan that puts the prosecutor's office in the front of the court?
No, the one out here in the basement.
That's okay. Can do that too. This room looks good.
Yes,
The Wi-Fi's weak down here though.
yes.
Yes, the one that we had up on the screen
Okay.
during the meeting.
That's one I've seen.
Looks good.
Consensus?
Yes.
Yes. So we can wait till next week, actually, or or else we have to make another motion to make our, not, well, no, we are putting it out on bids.
Right, we're putting it all up there.
Get quotes for all of them.
Do we we have to have a motion on that?
I think there's consensus to put it out. Just start-
Can I address the board on that topic on number 14?
Yeah.
It'll take less than 5 minutes. I was hoping you could add into the RFP, just a little reconfiguration in the, the front of the court office to suit the prosecutor's office. I have the idea on the front, the proposed layout, and then the existing on the back. As it relates to, and you can see anything with a dotted line and a triangle, those are, so it's talking about the windows and doors. Not windows and doors and walls. So one of the biggest weaknesses of the prosecutor's office right now is that we have no place to meet with crime victims. And the whole idea, everything I do is that's number one, we're talking about crime victims. And then number two, we're talking about his work. And I'm trying to work efficiency, and I'm trying to take Brian's move only once program to heart. So, and Brian, said we really should be doing what we can to optimize these spaces so that we'll never move again. So what you're looking at there on the top of the page in the proposed layout, I think the white line in the middle there on by the door exiting the front of the court office is misplaced. It's definitely not to scale. But there's no waiting room in the front of the court office. There's nothing that would separate where we wanted to put a crime victim or a witness from the staff. And that is kind of, we're at your mercy here. There's no deal breakers, but that's going to make our job very, very difficult. And what also accentuates that is the fact that our victims and our witnesses are going to be in closer proximity to criminal defendants than ever before. Right now, we have a pretty decent program worked out where, based on communication, we're able to make sure that the victim is coming up the back stair, or the sensitive witness coming up the back stair, the child is coming up the back stair. So he or she doesn't have to see the person that aggressed on them as they come up the front stair and go to the public defender's office. We're all going to be kind of in the same quagmire now. Right upstairs, main floor, you got your prosecutor, your public defender, and then your MDOC. So a lot of defendants, a lot of witnesses, and a lot of cops are going to be blending in this main floor hallway here. That's why we're asking for the conference room, which is where the existing conference table is in that room now. Now, one of the other issues that we have in our office is that oftentimes we have large amounts of law enforcement entering the office and leaving the office. We work with law enforcement, they're our partners, and they're the number one witnesses in criminal acts. The problem is that if you've ever been in our office in a jury trial, these guys, sometimes they wear blue, sometimes they wear brown, kind of congregate in the Kathleen's office, which is
good. I want that to happen because I want them at my disposal when I need questions answered like this right now. And the problem is it's become kind of a work stoppage issue for Kathleen. I'm not going to segregate the law enforcement out. Some of our more veteran guys, it's not a problem, but law enforcement is an ever-changing world. And we have some new guys, especially on MSP, young guys, and they get nervous before they hit the stand, especially with some of our experienced defense attorneys. So if they have a place to kind of be beforehand, that really helps their position on the stand. And I've seen guys improve overnight with just a little bit of Zen, a moment to think in a quiet area here.
There's right there.
The detach, yeah, that's right. But when I'm in the middle of a jury trial, I want them in my office, not in their office. They need to be accessible to me or the prosecutor. So that's kind of why we have the additional build out for the conference room victim meeting area. And then the existing vault would be, we could centralize all of our storage into one place. Right now, we've occupy a room back here, 2 rooms back here, I think, and we have stuff scattered in our office. That over time will decrease, I hope, because we've gone digital. But there are some files that we must maintain in paper in perpetuity. Murder cases and those things, we're talking, we have a murder case in there that's one room is one case. And we don't, that's something we have to maintain forever. The other thing that I think about the space that really, those are the 2 other cogent items about the space are the office, the enclosed office in this area is very small. And I was hoping to use that for the crime victim advocate. And where Amy's desk is now, kind of around the corner, I was hoping that could be the prosecutor's desk, whoever that may be at any given time. Problem is with that, the prosecutor does need a closing door. I think that's a given to what we're trying to accomplish here. You have a constitutional officer who has to deal with personnel, has to deal with witnesses, has to deal with law enforcement. Sometimes these conversations are uncomfortable or highly sensitive. So closing door is imperative. Not also the initial waiting area. I don't want people coming in there and being able to yell through the window and having knowing that the prosecutor's going to hear them. One of the abilities we have right now is to close 2 doors to prevent that from happening. And those doors do get closed. And so that way it's like Kathleen can say, no, you really don't need to meet with the prosecutor right now. You can shout, yell all you want, create a security issue, but he's still not going to hear you or come out. And then on the victim's advocate office, what we have labeled under proposed layout as Corey is the office is very small, and I'm hoping it's really impractical for any of the people in our office. I'm hoping we can bust that wall out, move it up to the pillar where you can see thermostat pillar. That pillar is just there. It's not load bearing or anything. You can shake it. It's just there for to hold the electronics for the thermostat. I do have a door between the crime victim advocate office and Rob, between Corey and Rob, there's that triangle. I think on second thought, I'd like to eliminate that. So we had talked about the strategic importance of having that there. I think that's more of a wish list item than a necessity. And I want to give a little to see if I can get a little here so we can create the ideal space for the prosecuting attorney's office and for law enforcement or victims. So I'm asking for 4 walls and 3 doors.
That's as much as the whole court staff is asking for.
Well, they're the reason we're doing this. I'm not saying that the court staff, of course, but the Supreme Court as it relates to, we should all the court be on the same staff. And I'm hugely supportive of this move, and so is my staff. We're looking forward to the additional floor space. And Brian and I had talked at length about the benefits there. But it does raise challenges. And I think these challenges are something that we can meet head on and have a prosecutor's office that is truly beneficial for everybody. I mean, I understand that this is going to be an expense, but none of these walls they're all interior, non-load bearing walls. I know doors are expensive as well, but we're not asking to knock down any concrete brick walls. We're not asking to do anything like that besides partition up our office a little bit. And I mean, we're willing to talk about, economic ways to do that. I understand that some of our interior doors have to be up to a certain standard. Is that right? Like you can't just put a pocket door?
Yeah, you're gonna have fire rated doors.
Okay.
If you have a,
Right. So, I mean, hell, in the prosecutor's office, we could put a pocket door, that'd be fine for me, but I understand we have code.
So is there any reason, just throw it out there, that we couldn't bump this wall back here? You guys take that space, they take that space.
That's something we had not considered.
You still have the vault. We have to pay for the security wall coming in, but MIDC could still pay for that giant soundproof wall.
but they lose the. You're talking about, losing the whole,
No, he's talking, he's drawing a line like over here. Oh,
Wow.
you're drawing it like
Move
where the
the-
conference room line is there, Joel?
Yeah,
And so the vault would then be part of this side.
So theoretically, the vault
still within your office.
The vault could be the executive officer's area, the where the,
Crime victim takes that back office.
right, or vice versa. And then the manager takes that office.
It's less construction.
It's less construction and destruction. I had not considered that. I've never actually been in that other room, the equalization.
Well, that could all be part of the art.
Well, and
Right.
I'm starting to lean towards like Joel had suggested. We can't make a decision right now until we know what, so let's get it all out there,
see what's gonna cost.
get somebody in.
Right, obviously,
Cause then we can start deciding which,
you're not committed to right now. I think I'm asking that you put it out on bids, and then you can,
What?
then you can pick winners and losers later. But like, I think as your constitutional officer, this is the most ideal situation for the prosecutor.
I'd like to see where it would. Add it to the list and see where it comes out at, right? I mean, and I'd add your suggestion as well, and see if they. Yeah, if we're gonna have a big complicated bid, we might as well
Option A, B, C.
find the.
Kitchenette is a no.
Did I put that down? Take that out, that's fine. And I understand.
We'll get another coffee.
That's right, I get it,
Plumbing.
We're gonna lose our sink, we understand this, we're gonna lose it, but we don't wanna lose our ability to meet with people, and we'd like to enhance our ability to meet with people in private.
Yeah, that'd be my suggestion, is if you just go ahead and add it and there's also options.
Yeah.
I'll draft this in writing and then submit it to Joel to add to the bid. I can even put both options in writing.
If you could.
Yes, please.
Yeah. And that's where, like I said. It would have been nice to have that at the committee too with Brian. But Brian, you said already looked at that?
Brian has not looked at this specific drawing, but he's aware of what we want to do in the space. I apologize.
This is moving faster.
It's moving
Right.
fast, so.
Yeah.
It's moving fast, and I appreciate you listening though. I mean, I think that's going a long ways.
Any questions?
No, said I would just add the.
Yeah, look at the cost of it.
The costs,
Yeah.
yep, all the listed RFPs and the prosecutor's request,
Consensus?
yes.
Yes. 15 cost saving ideas or revenue sources.
Spent top dollar for that hovercraft, we need some money.
Yeah.
Still the hovercraft.
Well, we bring it up every month.
Yeah,
Try it, you know.
When they bring that demo model up, we're big bucket next to us.
Well, I just sit there all,
Specifically next to the boat and give them the drill money.
I'll sit there all day and get rides for $20.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just move Brian said.
any unfinished business? No. Financial matters, board bills, financial reports. Appropriations and authorized treasurer's transfer revenue received in 2026 for expenses in 2025. Any questions on that?
I have none.
Census?
Yeah.
Resolutions. Appointment of Jamie Needle to a magistrate of 93rd District Court.
This is gonna cost us money.
Yeah, well,
No, I'm serious, we just got all this,
Go to magistrate school
yes, we're magistrates.
in March.
That's
I don't know.
Very much. No.
we're gonna get turned around, hit with another week.
No, well, they make the same right now.
Right, but that's, I'm just saying, we just got everything left.
Yeah, you're
I'm just making sure we're not,
Is the magistrate gonna be able to take over her position too? Are they gonna be both dual?
Yes. It is
So what is,
going to help. Um. Then weekend coverage for search warrants and stuff. If Scott's not available,
no, if Jamie's not available, can Scott step into her position?
that is the hope. Yes, he's going to start
Moving towards that also?
so they can,
cover back each other.
Don't they need a degree for that? I thought Jamie said her position, you have to have a degree.
there's. We had a meeting with the other court admins in the other counties. There's certain things that he has to do, but the degree is not one.
That. Favor,
Which one?
Well, she talked about the other part of her job though.
yeah, there's.
In the roll stall.
Right.
There's a, so fond of doing
There's a
everybody.
hat, yeah, there's a hat that requires it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Like that 4-color clicky thing.
Entry. Do you have that resolution? Do you wanna vote on it now or do you wanna be?
Adding the magistrate to a position or we already have that?
No, we have, Jamie is, what's your title? Juvenile officer, and we have Scott as magistrate.
Right.
With the move, they're gonna be side by side. We want them to be able to be cross-trained, so if one's gone, they can
So
still.
there's both of them. the employee and magistrate.
Right, right now, last contract or last order, we made them both the same wage, so there's gonna be no wage change. But,
That was my biggest question.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wait a minute now, just leveled everything out, am I gonna?
More magistrates is a good thing. More magistrates is a good thing for law enforcement. There is an off time where we can't get a hold of
Time,
people.
vacation relief.
Yeah, and it's, or whatever, they're, for some reason, they're unavailable. If we can keep the phone chain going and get that probable cause determination made. More magistrates is a good thing. From law enforcement perspective.
Anything cost us any?
Well, training,
Oh, yeah, but they can cost.
not wages.
Yeah.
Not, yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna get hit with another,
Well, you've got somebody that can cross two different.
oh, yes, oh, that's.
well, with the hope of moving them, everybody up into one spot, so they can work together a little bit better.
Sounds good to me.
Census, or we gotta make a vote on that and sign a resolution.
That's a resolution, no.
Resolution.
Yeah, they don't have to vote on it tonight.
We can do it on Monday, do we put on a consent agenda, or do we gotta
Just
actually?
roll call the consent agenda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually started on the.
Yeah.
Right. Planned for that already.
I heard an action.
No, cool. Consent?
Yes.
I have nothing.
I don't think, I was at, health department, anything going on there, that's, and what did doctor or health officer talk about something, I don't know. It was just one of the, he throws random or topics once in a while on different things. And that's what the other one I had. Didn't have any other,
They'll be here in March.
yeah. But that was our health, our doctor, our physician. Anything, like?
Nope, I haven't had any outside.
So is there an alternate command pathways?
I don't know, there was on that one. They're about to throw me off.
I don't think they can, though. Can they?
Well,
I am right now.
cause I haven't made a meeting yet now, I couldn't make the last one, so I had to work.
Well, that's
And
it.
he called me the other day, wanting to know if I was gonna make it, and he says, you know. You can't start making meetings, we gotta look at other options, and then I thought I was gonna make the March one, and now I gotta take a trip downstate on the March man.
Just you.
Sounds like Michigan Works.
you know, sure?
Do we wanna put it on
Kelly, put Kelly.
Oh. That we put Kelly for an alternate.
Yep,
She might,
He's
might
better on
throttle it.
I'll second it.
He might throttle that boys. I've run into similar problems with, with, Michigan Works. They seem to have the most horrible
Times.
timing, you know, like, they've got a meeting tomorrow, but I've got a doctor's appointment that I can't,
Right,
I need to go to, and, yeah, they seem to come up with really bad timing to fit my schedule.
Are they ones that they have to be voted in?
By
Like,
them,
yeah, like Cam, we have to be accept,
they make, they're.
You know about
you pick-
pathways,
we
pick
pick
who
pathways, eh?
yeah, we pick those, and they just.
Well, can we just put there that, I know like on our committees that we can't have it all, it doesn't have to be any person, anybody that can pick it up for you can go. Doesn't matter,
well, remember now.
It's a little more
They
complicated.
made me fill out
Yeah.
a 48-page appointment.
I'll be out of town in March.
If somebody else had one, it does get tough to just jump in,
Yeah.
because it's just.
Takes a long time to
Right.
get.
Look, I mean, you guys know with LMAS, how long it took you to start wrapping, you're still trying to wrap your head around some of the stuff.
Yep, yep.
I can call Matt and tell him I'm not gonna be there in March, but I'm gonna try afterwards, but I got a trip downstate that day, so.
We have lights too.
Well, and that's, you know, and then you're trying, you're juggling how many ever counties and.
And, you know, the weather hasn't been good for some of these too.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
I don't know, like I said, I think we'd have to ask them what we could do on that, if
Oh,
we can just
I can
send,
try that.
if we can send an alternate.
Yeah.
Does it have to be, one person, or it can be anybody from the board?
I'll give him a call.
Where's the meetings at?
You can go right to the Pathways office here in town.
And Zoom, huh?
It has to be one of the Pathways offices. You can't zoom in from home.
But you can go to their
You
office.
gotta go be present in one of their offices. Yeah.
That makes it fairly, I mean, easier.
Yeah.
Right, it makes it easier, it's just.
Yeah.
I'll give him a call.
Do you have any correspondence? Or comments, Mike?
None.
I have none.
Oh, I do. I won't be here for Monday's meeting. I gotta go down to Green Bay for treatment.
Oh, free.
Good.
None.
Staff comment, Joel,
No,
Pam. Under Sheriff,
Thank you for the support and listening.
Sheriff Department, Prosecutor.
One of the things I'm gonna include in my thing here to Joel is also I talked to Brian about this too, the furniture burning. Because all the furniture in the prosecutor's office was purchased with the prosecutor's budget. And it's not gonna fit right now in the way we have it, so maybe Joel's idea might be better. That executive desk in the prosecutor's office is huge, it's a big desk,
Maybe we should put it in there and then build walls around it.
I think it's the same thing.
I probably get more work done. But other than that, our district judge is on a vacation for a couple weeks. So the staff is using this as a time to catch up, and we're enjoying the break.
Public comment? Public. Adjourn?
All right.
Oh.